Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Saul, and I wanted to go ahead and shoot a short video and basically explain how and how much real estate agents get paid. Now, a lot of people that have experience in real estate, maybe they own a couple properties or they just went through the process of renting a property or selling a property, whatever the case may be. They might already know the answer to this. But at the end of the day, I am in high school. And even though I am an agent, a lot of my direct sphere of influence, the people that I interact with the most on a daily basis are high schoolers. So this question actually comes up a lot because at the end of the day, they haven't bought a house, they haven't sold a house, they haven't rented anything. So how would they know, And I kind of wanted to come in, so for maybe some of you younger entrepreneurs that are maybe 16, 17, 18, and you're planning on getting into real estate in the future, basically you'll understand a little bit more about how all of this works. Because coming into this young, and trust me, I know because I started in real estate at 18. I am still, to this day, the youngest agent in the state of Arizona and the only agent to be in high school in our state's history. So let's keep this video short and sweet. First of all, there's two distinctions we need to make. You're going to have a listing agent and a buyer's agent. Now, that listing agent is going to be your seller's agent. It's going to be the agent that's representing the seller and his property. And as you may have already guessed, the buyer's agent is going to be representing the buyer and their interests. Now, two things. First, the buyer's agent is not actually getting paid by the buyer. Let's say you're the buyer, not a cent, nada, zero, nothing out of your pocket is going to go to your agent. Now, how does that work? How the hell do they make money? Well, let's say I'm the buyer. Let's say we go through a sale, everything goes perfect, or even a rental, and we close, everything goes well. Well, you don't pay me, but the seller pays me, or the landlord pays me. And the way that works is basically you're going to have these listing contracts, and actually I have one printed out. Normally at my brokerage you do everything electronically just to save paper, but I still have one printed out from when I went to real estate school a couple months ago. Not a couple months ago, actually. Time has flied. This COVID thing has really messed with my mind. At this point it was almost a year ago. But actually, that's crazy actually. I didn't think about that. But back to the topic. In that contract, basically, let's say there were no negotiations that will happen, which is extremely rare in my opinion. I've never seen a deal go down with no negotiation. There's always a little bit something, someone wants a little bit more or someone's not comfortable with something. Normally something will get negotiated. Maybe it's the price, maybe it's a proceed, maybe it's, the seller will pay for the inspection. Actually, no, scratch that. So when you sign that contract, basically or let's say you're the seller, you sign that contract, you and your agent, the listing agent, are going to be settling on a commission. Now, that commission is coming from the sale of that property. So let's assume the property does sell, and let's keep the numbers super simple. Let's say it goes for $100,000, I haven't sold any homes for $100,000. I've done way more than that because, frankly, Fountain Hills, Scottsdale, Arizona, Tempe, we don't really have a lot of homes in that price point. It's just kind of how the market is out here. It's very hot. But back to the topic. You settle on a commission, percentage normally. Now, obviously, it could be a fixed cost. You could work something in there. But I would say the majority of the time, it's going to be an actual commission split. So you're going to say the house sells for $100,000. Well, I'm going to write in the commission is going to be 5%. Now, obviously, you can go way higher, you can go way lower, whatever the situation is. But in that 5%, there's going to be a split. Part of that money is going to be going to the buyer's agent, and part of that money is going to be going to the listing agent, or in this case, me. Now, this is important because one way, this kind of all works together is there's lots of different things you can do with this. So, obviously, a lot of people may think, oh, you're going to do the 2.5 split. If you're doing 5%, both agents get the same amount of money. But there are benefits to doing basically an uneven split where I would take less money. I would take that 2.5% commission, and then that other agent would take the 3.5. Now, sorry, I'm terrible at math. Let me take that back. This is why I do everything on a calculator. You or me as the listing agent would be getting 2%, and the buyer's agent would be getting 3%. Now, why in God's name would I do that? Why would I give up more money? Or why would your listing agent give up more money just, to give it to the other agent? Well, that's actually really simple. Basically, at the end of the day, Your job as an agent is not to become rich. Your job as an agent is to serve your client and make sure that everything goes smoothly and they're pleased with the transaction. Obviously, pleased within a legal sense. You're not going to go above and beyond the law. You're going to stick within the law. But so by doing that 2 and 3% split, just in this case, we could go 6% and do 4 and 2%. But by giving the buyer's agent a little bit more money, if the contract goes through and everything goes off without a hitch, basically you're providing them more of an incentive, so they're basically more likely to present the property. Now, one of the interesting things about that is, if you really think about it, at the end of the day, you're losing out on 1%, but your clients are going to like you a lot more, and you're likely going to get a lot more deals from that. You're going to get a lot more referrals. So it's not always about just give me the money. Sometimes it's you really have to take a step back and look in the mirror and realize, oh, well, these are good people. I need to help them. My job, even though I'm a college student, or I will be next year, I need to focus on making sure my clients get the best service possible, because at the end of the day, I love these people, and that might seem kind of weird if you haven't been in real estate, but at the end of the day, the way you get clients is referrals and by being a really good ass agent. No one's going to recommend you. No one's going to give you a referral if you're a shitty agent and you basically make people feel bad. You really need to be there, not a people pleaser, but you really need to be there to make sure that they're loved and that they just have a good connection with you. And if you ask any of my clients to date, they'll tell you the same thing. Not a single one of them will say anything bad about me, because at the end of the day, they all love me because I work very hard for them. But wanted to wrap up this video. Just a quick refresh. We don't get paid salary. We don't get paid by the hour. None of that. You could make no money, you could make a lot of money. It's just all about commissions and how many deals you can get through and how much those properties sell for. So thanks for tuning in. My name is Saul Rahimian, and I'm going to go ahead and throw all my social media links down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Bye guys. Thank you.